So resentments are hard for me because, I tend to kind of hold on to things a little bit longer than I should have. It's just one of those things that, like, if you say something that upsets me, I'm just going to, think about it, revel in it, spend more time thinking about it than what I really should. It kind of like, it's like a worm that gets caught in my brain and I can't get it out until I overthink it past the point of just absolutely ridiculousness. And that's the whole problem with AA as a whole, is just that we overthink a lot of things. And, I've actually come into a point in my life where I'm not wanting to necessarily be told what to do. I know this sounds kind of weird, but I grew up with an older sister, and she would always tell me, like, what to do, what clothes to wear, how to do my hair. She was like my second parent. If I got in trouble, I got in trouble with my mom and dad, and then I got in trouble with my sister, and so, like, my entire life, she was always my second parent. And so recently, she did come to visit me, and she was watching me with my kids, and she would say things like, "Don't do that, you should do it this way," or, "With my kids, I do this, and why are you doing this like that? This is how I do things with my kids." And I'm like, that's you and your family. Like, I'm okay with however you want to raise your kids, but this is how I want to raise my kids. And it's very difficult as a parent to kind of look back at what you're doing to see how it's reflecting on your kids, because what is reflecting on your children is a big reflection of you. And, for me, as an outsider looking in, I can see all the flaws. I can see all the, things that other people would have done differently, kind of idea. And so I'm sure that I'm doing the same way. I know some people probably look at my kids and they're like, you probably should have done this differently. But hey, you know what? They're clean, they're fed, they're bathed, they're happy. Who cares? Like, I can give them the basic needs. Anything else past that, is my own discretion, really. So I just got very sick of listening to you need to do this, or you should act like that, or this is how you're supposed to be. And very much of just being pulled in multiple directions, that I was like, I'm done. I'm done with being told what to do. I'm done being told how I should act, who should I hang around with, where I should be. I've, definitely wanted to be at the point of creating my own self, because growing up, I never really had a self. I was always just whatever everybody else told me where to be, or how to act, or who to talk to, or, what to say. And so now I'm at the point that when I get those people around me that have just quote unquote like bossed me around my entire life, I don't want to be around them. And so I think that has a lot to do with the resentments, because I don't want to be around my sister. I don't want to be around her anymore, because she naturally fills that role of being my second parent. She naturally fills that role of being someone who's always going to tell me what to do. And I don't really find that to be a, like, resentment, as I'm just trying to grow out of her shell and become someone who is my own self. But my resentment comes in with the drinking. She automatically says, like, you should not be drinking. You should not be doing this. You need to do this. You need to stop doing that. Yada, yada, yada. And, her herself, of course, once again, we are siblings. She doesn't have an alcohol problem. She doesn't have a problem with that. But as an outsider looking in on her and her family, her husband does. Her husband drinks every night. Her husband has 4 to 5 beers every night. He cannot go out to dinner without having a drink. He cannot go to a baseball game without having a drink. He can't go do this without having a drink. And I don't know if she is seeing that, but I am her outlet to feel like that she can control something. So she tries very heavily to get, to put her own opinions and put her own perspective and put everything else on me, because she's been able to quote unquote control me my entire life, because once again, she's my older sister. She's always done that, where she's not able to control her husband. So, that is also one of my, quote unquote resentments, because I just don't want to be around her anymore. I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to be pulled in that direction, because it's not that I agree or disagree. It's the fact that I want to become one of my own. I want to become my own self. I want to do things my way. I want to raise my kids my way. I'm going to raise my kids to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. That is how we are going to raise my kids. Her kids don't say that. But that's okay, because that's her family. And I'm not going to impose myself on her and her judgment with her family. And I wish that she would reciprocate. But she doesn't. She's my older sister. She's going to tell me what to do. But she can't tell her own husband that he's got an alcohol problem, and yet she takes it out on me. And so that is another big resentment that I have, because, recently I've been trying to find my own identity. I've been trying to find who I am, because I've always just been somewhat of a conformist. I've always just, if you like something, I'll like it too. And, I'll find that common ground, and then that's what I like. Or, if you and I meet and we have difference of opinions, I'll end up just kind of siding with yours, because I want to create like a common ground with you. I don't want there to be any controversy. And so, I'm trying to break out of that. I'm trying to create my own identity, trying to create my own person. But it's hard when I get around certain people in my life that have had control of my life all the way up to this point. It's hard to tell them, no, we are not doing this anymore. I am X amount of years old. I am a grown adult. I will be able to handle myself, and I don't need you to handle me anymore. And it's hard to do that, because they've been doing it for so long that it's very off-putting once they finally do hear that, because they've always had control, quote unquote, all the way up to this point. And so that is another big resentment that I have, that I just don't want to be told what to do anymore. I want to create my own identity. I want to be myself. I want to be the person that I am. And I don't need people around me that are going to try and mold me into their way of what they want me to be. So it's another big one that I wanted to talk about today, because everybody has their older sister, older brother, older sibling, or whoever it is that they looked up to, that they wanted to be, that they wanted to grow up to be. And then once you grew up, you're kind of like, didn't necessarily always want to be like them, but I didn't really know any better, I'm just interested to see, if anybody else has had this issue with their life, because I kind of, I know that I'm not the only one who's ever dealt with this. As far as older siblings go, I just don't know really how to handle it, because I just don't want to call her up one day and be like, you're done. You're done telling me what to do. You're a grown woman. I'm a grown woman. We're not doing this anymore. But it's a sensitive topic, just because it's been happening for so long. So, today's a good day. Today's day 8. I'm glad to be on day 8. Glad to be at work. I've only got 2 days this week. Just kind of have to grind it out and get my work done, so that way I can enjoy the 5 days off. And, I hope everybody else, like I said, this morning gets to have to spend some time with their family this holiday, because it is a good holiday. It is a good holiday to be thankful for what we have. So, I hope everybody else enjoys the rest of their day.